The night my parents banned me from their elite gala was the same night their most powerful guests walked out of their lives and into mine. "Don't come, you'll ruin everything." That was the text. No explanation, no hesitation. Just a reminder that in their new world, I was a liability. They had spent years climbing into rooms where last names mattered more than truth, and I had spent those same years becoming someone those rooms couldn't function without. But they didn't know that. To them, I was the daughter who disappeared, the mistake they edited out of their story. So they banned me, and I let them. Because the most effective revenge is the one that waits until it's invited. While they were polishing their image, I was building influence. Not online, not publicly, privately. I created a risk intelligence firm that vetted the exact people they were trying to impress: investors, donors, foundations. The elite don't move without information, and I controlled it. 3 weeks before their gala, my client gave me the guest list, their entire future in one document. That's when I saw the name they were betting everything on: Arthur Vail, a philanthropist with a flawless reputation and a buried federal investigation. My parents were about to tie their future to a man who was about to collapse. I didn't warn them. They had already decided I wasn't worth listening to. I didn't enter as their daughter. I entered as a consultant. Different name, different access, same room. Crystal lights, champagne, carefully rehearsed laughter. My parents were orbiting Vail like he was gravity. They didn't notice the conversations shifting, the phone calls being made, the investors checking their messages. Because that morning, my firm had released a confidential advisory: high-risk exposure, recommend distancing immediately. No accusations, just facts. In elite circles, that's a death sentence. It started with one guest leaving, then two. Then Vail stepped aside to take a call and never returned to the main floor. My parents kept smiling, not realizing the deal was already gone. Then someone asked the question that changed everything. "Where is your other daughter, the one who issued the advisory?" Their faces went blank. They had erased me, but the room hadn't. I didn't approach them. People approached me. Investors, attorneys, directors. They didn't care about my last name. They cared about my work. The same work my parents had told everyone didn't exist. When my mother finally reached me, her voice was controlled but shaking. "You shouldn't be here," I answered calmly. "You're right. I wasn't invited. I was requested." That was the moment they realized the room no longer belonged to them. By the end of the night, Val was under internal review. The partnership was gone. Their introductions had evaporated, and every person they had tried to impress had already spoken to me. Not socially, professionally. They didn't lose because I attacked them. They lost because they built their future on access instead of value. Outside the venue, my father stopped me. "Why didn't you help us?" he asked. Not, "Why did you do this?" Why didn't you save us? Because that's what they always expected, that I would fix what they broke while staying invisible. I looked at him and said, "You told me not to come." No anger, no raised voice, just truth. They thought revenge would be public humiliation. It wasn't. It was silence. I didn't expose them. I didn't argue with them. I didn't return their calls. I simply moved forward. And in the world they wanted to join, relevance is everything. Without me, they had none. Months later, I saw their names again. Not on guest lists, on waiting lists. The same events they once used to exclude me now excluded them. And every time someone asked why their partnership failed, the answer was always the same. They didn't do proper risk assessment. My report had become the industry standard. Their mistake had become a case study. They sent one final message: "We should talk." I didn't reply. not because I hated them, but because I no longer needed them. They had built their world on invitations. I built mine on authority. And in my world, no one decides if I belong. I do.